Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the roast. I am, of course, Sugar Chris. Late as always, but you still love me. And of course, I have with me the not so sugary sweet Mr. Other Chris, Mr. Fisk,
Oh, hey.
and we've got our Canadian brother up north, Mr. Sim.
Cheers.
Is that
Yeah.
Tim
beer than
Hortons?
you.
Mm-hmm.
We should get paid.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm trying to get us like a sponsor promotion type of thing for the show. It's kind of like,
Golden roast.
we totally deserve it,
Brought to you by Tim Hortons, eh?
Yeah. Know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
As bad as Canada's getting up there, we might have to give Sim some freedom.
Yeah. Hey, Sim, do you want to be in the 51st state of the United States?
Yeah.
Sim will be on the tank with the two bazookas, one on each shoulder.
To be quite honest, it was part of the plans eventually to go to the U.S. too, but
The U.S. is coming to you.
I'd be happy having Canada going back to how it fucking was. Make Canada great again, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Let me see.
They called it the Great White for a reason.
Whoa.
Sorry, there was North at the end. Sorry.
Let's see. I'm sure I seen everybody in the chat was fussing at me. I had to get some sort of sleep today because I'm gonna be. The most I can be on here is until like 12:30 because I had to get a few hours of sleep, get up, do the stream. I've got friends want me to go play Magic.
Yeah.
Come back from that, get maybe a couple hours more sleep, then get up, then go to work. So I had to get some form of sleep because I've only been getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep a day for the past few days.
Oh, that's no bueno.
Yeah, I made the mistake of drinking caffeine and stuff, and it's been keeping me up.
Oh, no.
Why? Because you're playing too much Magic?
No, not from Magic. From like drinking caffeine. There was a holiday dinner. Mom needed to go shopping. To buy her food, and she doesn't like doing that alone, and because of her health, and then just stuff like that just kept coming up. So I keep not going to bed till like 4 or 5 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
Maybe you should
welcome
eat
to my
some
world.
turkey. Cancel out that caffeine, get some tryptophan in you.
Well, I thought I was going to get 3 days off this week because that's usually how the holidays work for us full timers.
So now that you start drinking coffee, you need the counterpart. So you need to start smoking weed to go to sleep.
Well, I'm done. I'm done with the soda. I'm done with the soda.
Me too.
Going back off of it again. I was only drinking it because whenever I go to like the con and stuff, I always end up drinking soda.
Oh yeah.
I rarely drink sodas now. I kind of really cut it back. I went back to my favorite drink, Arizona green tea with ginseng and honey. I love that.
Hell yeah, dude. Fellow tea drinker.
Yeah, I love it. Like I love Earl Grey tea.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, soft drinks or soda or what are the American pop? Like that stuff's poisonous, man. Like full on. Like, yeah, I had a hemodialysis a few years back, and it reset my olfactory. So like the way I smell and taste things, and holy crap, it makes me wonder if like Coke, the smell of Coke, the taste of it never really bothered me, but after the cleansing of the blood, so to speak. Like it smells like citronella, like lighter fluid, and it makes me wonder if that's what we originally tasted, but we built up a tolerance to it over the years. Yeah,
soda. Yeah, I when I go without soda, because I've been like I'll go without it for months, and then we go to one of the cons or something, and then I'll drink again. Every time when I go to drink it again, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
it's like. And it burns my throat and stuff.
Yeah. It's like the whole sinus cavity. Like you get watery eyes. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, and then after drinking it, when I go back off it again, my nose will start pouring and stuff, and I'll get like a headache and
yeah.
Oh, it's a mess. Anyway, happy birthday to Marinus.
Hey, happy birthday, man.
Happy 67th birthday.
I thought it was his birthday yesterday, but I guess I was wrong. Happy birthday, Marinus. Soul, of course, is in the chat. He said, welcome to the morning roast. Am I awake? Or is this a dream where Sugar gets off his butt and has friends on the show? Friend of the show. For a fun stream. Good morning, Chris. Sam, and yeah. I'm working on it. I was just really tired. I had to get some sleep.
3 hours, man. That's yeah.
We got Katie.
Hey,
Miriam in the air,
Woot.
which means where is he? There he is. There's Red. Hello, Mr. Red. Hello, Katie. Glad to see you guys over in the chat.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me see what everybody's saying. Because wait, what? Definitely feels Christmas. You're my favorite people in the chat. Well, I'm gonna try and do a stream. So on Tuesday.
Try or do?
Do.
Dude, it's do or do not. There is no try.
Oh, geez. Here we go.
Yes.
And you know,
Just
like,
do it.
yeah, just fucking do it, bitch.
All right. So I'm gonna
And
try.
you know, we'll also be doing a little giveaway for sketch cards, so you know, better do it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it
The
on
annual
my
one.
pants. I haven't planned it out yet, so I gotta message people in the morning roast DM room and see what I can come up with. Because I had no plans until Soul said something. I was like, oh, I should probably do something for Christmas. I'm off Tuesday night, so I'll do something Tuesday. Look at this. Fisk is definitely the sweeter of the Chris's.
Yes.
How dare you, Red? My name is Sugar Chris. I'm inherently sweet.
That means I'm saccharine, baby. I'm saccharine, Chris.
Maybe it's time that you know put the name back to Sugar Chris on the channel.
I'm gonna delete the channel.
Oh no.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, that's Harry. Says Soul. We don't know what you know Bigfoot mix-ups going on down underneath Fisk's shirt and all though.
Yeah, that's right. I got a dwarf in a leg lock. I'm like Robin Williams there, you know, like I take off my shirt and I have a sweater. I'm quarter Asian, so I'm fairly certain that the body hair thing is in check. I don't know too many Koreans in a fursuit.
Like a genetic mess up. Quarter Asian.
Yeah. I'm like that horrible Starburst commercials, the Scotch Korean.
We got Courtney. Hello, Courtney.
What's up?
Good to see you.
Hey.
Let me see. Go through the chat. Quit your bitching, Sugar. Where's your Christmas spirit? I am a Grinch.
Come on, dude. Come on. It's red. You know what that means? It's Christmas red. We got that last Christmas. I trusted a fart. You know the very.
Oh my gosh, my brother plays that song. He discovered it there a little while back. He was playing it constantly when we was at the con, or he was singing little bits of it as he walked. No, the holidays drive me nuts because that's when work gets busy and I'm always just like, gosh, I can't wait till the new year starts. I get a little bit grinchy, I guess. Let's see. I wanted to say that when Fisk laughs, it's like an elf laughter, a bit of elf on crack, but besides that, all good. I don't really sugar only. Well, glad you back, Katie.
Well, what's this? Good stuff there. Made a super clip of all of my laughs, put them together, and then sped them up, and it just sounded like Alvin and the Chipmunks, like having a bad one.
Let's see. Where am I at here? Scroll down. Oh, so has the link to something here. What is it? Video where they use Coca-Cola in India as a pesticide because actual pesticides are very expensive.
Yeah.
The price as well. Well, that's like I seen a video where people were using Pepsi to like clean rust and stuff off.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're using Coke to remove the paint off fucking doorknobs and stuff.
yeah. Imagine what that's doing to your insides. Like,
Yeah, but that's one of the things I was gonna say. Like since I stopped drinking it, like when I drink some soda again, like Coke or something, kind of gives me like a stomach burn, like
yeah,
it's kind of weird.
yeah. It's like opening the hatch and throwing a lit match down there.
Called false advertising, and you're guilty of it. Who's false?
Oh, I think it's still the red dress. He's hung up on that. Those
It's
Mexicans were very
accusations,
disappointed.
Red. Didn't wait a minute? Didn't I see a message or a tweet or something about Red saying he was going to start the channel back up?
Oh,
That false advertising? I'm waiting. Let's see. I just get here. Chris is immediately outed as a furry. What? Fisk? What?
Yeah, what the hell?
The one with the satyr woman on his
Yeah.
comic?
Wait. We're gonna signal out the satyr and not the big old jug right in the center. Yeah, that's a Power Roderick's masterpiece right there. Man, I love that guy's work.
It's good looking art.
Yeah. It was actually it was a perk on I believe it was Perfect 10 number 5, where you could get a Power Roderick's line art.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he sent me that, and I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna color it, and I colored 2 of his images now. So, I wish I wasn't slow, and I wish I didn't have gimpy hands, because I'd probably be able to save a lot of money by coloring stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of which, we can move on to that subject. The main topic here, which is what has Fisk been up to?
Oh boy, yeah. It's been an interesting couple of years now. Holy crap, man! I what is it? I went to the Granite State Comic-Con back in September.
I seen that. Yeah, you had a nice presentation there. Nice setup.
Oh my god, dude, that was like. I don't like. It was so weird being going to a convention. The only thing I got out of it was COVID, but yeah, I don't know. I got to reevaluate what I do with conventions, because I put up that whole thing, and what sucked is it was basically solo. I was flying solo on that, so I couldn't leave the table, and because
that sucks.
Apparently, New Hampshire, the state I'm in, that's where Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came from. Eastman and Laird were from New Hampshire. So the Granite State Comic-Con this year was a big anniversary thing. So they were there, everything was Ninja Turtles, all this stuff. And I show up with my, my D&D-ish elf stuff. And dude, it was so tough to get people to come to the table. And it was a little disappointing in that I seem to attract creators more than I attract customers. Because I had people that were they'd come over and they're like, oh my God, you have a touchscreen kiosk. Where did you get it? How much does it cost? What did you do to set it up and all this stuff? And I'm like, yeah. And here's the world, the continent of Feutla. And these are the Elva. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Anyways, how did you get this?
Anyway.
Yeah, oh my God, they're more interested in my tech than my product. God damn it.
Is that con more of a actual Comic Con, or is it like a celebrity one?
I saw a lot of comic book based merchandise, but other than an Artist Alley, I didn't really see any big presence of actual comic book stuff. So although I did see John Rhys Davis, and I almost tripped over Johnny Young Bosch.
So there's more actors than there is comic book artists.
Yeah.
That's how Steel City is. Other than the indie people that set up in Artist Alley or this or that, there's a bunch of people selling comics or selling random merch or this or that, but it's pretty much the big focus and everything's about.
It's one of the things I found quite hilarious in a way, ironic, borderline ironic. Here we have the big Comic Con Montreal here,
Mhm.
And the
Oh
main
yeah.
focus, the main focus has been like getting cosplayer guests
Mhm.
and actors from TV series and movies and stuff. Not as many like comic book, but they do have quite a few, right? But their
Mhm.
main focus is mainly like cosplayers and actors and stuff like that, and having those photo ops that are pretty goddamn expensive. You have to pay
Yeah.
a minimum of like $250 to meet them. You can't even go meet them at their table if you don't pay for the picture or the signature.
Oh wow.
And lately they've been complaining about, like not making as much money, but they keep putting the price of the tables for the artist alley and stuff up. So right now, what used to cost like maybe like 350 to 450 a table, now
Mhm.
it's 750.
Oh man, yeah.
And
Who the hell's gonna
they're charging like $50 to $75 a day to
what?
go in, and you're like, God damn, like you're charging almost $75 for Saturday. And
Yeah,
according, like, it is in Canadian money, but for Canadians, it's that amount.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Speaking strictly domestically, like,
So it's 750 plus taxes. I applied for it, and they said they were already full because they
oh
always have the
man.
same reoccurring people all
Yep.
the time because they offer a discount if they sign up the same day that the con is. If you sign up for the thing, you're guaranteed to have a place and a little discount.
Oh man.
So it's always the same people there over. And
Yeah.
then and then they're gonna say that they didn't make that much money. And I'm like, but there's a problem. If you outprice everybody, get my drift? It's like one of the festivals that I'm doing right now that I love doing, and where a lot of people are loving, is the fact that it's in the street. Like they close an entire big street in downtown Montreal called
Mhm.
Saint Denis. It's one of the biggest goddamn street, like with clubs and stuff like that at night. But during the day, they close the entire freaking thing down almost, and it's a freaking chapiteau everywhere, like tents. And
Mhm.
it's a comic book convention, and it's free to access for everybody. So people are going
Wow.
there with money to spend instead of having to pay between $150 to $200 just to go in.
Wow.
So it's kind of like they forgot what it is to make money in that place. You know,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like they outprice everybody. They focus too much on one thing. They neglect the other to actually make the thing a thing. Sounds familiar?
Mm. Yeah. Well, that and like from an artist, like this was my first amateur or whatever it is, non publisher backed
Mm-hmm.
artist alley thing, and I can tell you, man, like I if I didn't rent my like an expensive vehicle to bring all my stuff there because I had that huge touchscreen kiosk and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I would have barely squeaked by making table. I didn't. I actually lost money going there.
But that's the
Like I
thing.
lost a
That's
lot
what
of
most
money.
people are saying right now. It's like that's what's happening with big cons. Like me, I used to go to Ontario, Quebec City,
Mhm.
and I always wanted to go to the big Toronto Fan Expo.
Mhm.
But that one is 750 a table, but it's the big one. It's like comparing it to the San Francisco Con or something for you guys.
Oh
It's
wow.
it's the biggest one there is in Canada. Okay, you have
Mhm.
all the big companies from around the world that comes there. Marvel, DC, Image, everybody's there. Okay, Top Cow have their own kiosks and stuff like that. That's the place, one of the biggest place to be. But the thing is, they're at the Rideau Center in Toronto. So you have to know that you have to drive an hour out of there or something to have an affordable room. Last time I went there, it was costing me $1,000 a night
Oh
just for the room.
yeah. Like
But dude, it's a big fancy room where you see the tower of the big
yeah.
the CN tower there, and like it's a deluxe thing where I take the elevator, I'm at the con.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like so my general experience with Comic Con is when I worked in video game industry. Like I remember one year the company I worked for, Sci-Fi Channel and or NBC Universal and Tryon Worlds, they took over the Hard Rock Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So and we completely like overhauled it to make it look like this thing from the TV show Defiance in the game. And I felt so bad because these people were coming in to like enjoy their dinner. And part of my job, as even though I was a developer, I volunteered because I wanted to go to Comic Con, never been or whatever. And they're like, Yeah, go bug these people while they're eating, and there's a TV at the table or at the booth. Hand them a controller and extol the virtues of our product. And I'm like, most of them are gonna probably just be like, "Get the hell away from me! I'm trying to eat."
Mhm.
But so we went and did it, and we had a pretty positive reception. And then afterwards, they're like, "Okay, you guys did like your 8 hours or whatever. You can go to the con now." And we went through the con, and like, I felt very disillusioned because I saw more video game stuff and more celebrity stuff than I did.
Yeah.
Like this is supposedly like the mecca of Comic-Con,
Mhm.
and I literally, it was like Street Fighter this or Battlestar Galactica that, and I'm like, where's like the comics? You
But
know,
I mean, one of the biggest issues that I've noticed that a lot of people are talking about how, one of the biggest difference that happened over there is the fact that you used to go to cons to get deals.
Mhm.
You used to save up your money and go there and shop and have like good deals and this discount on this, buy a few freaking rings there. They used to be cheaper there than in store for some kind of reason. You get like bundles or stuff like that. You used to go there to shop deals. There's no deals now. When you go to those
Yeah.
cons now, they charge more than the goddamn store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're trying to cover
Like even
costs.
even a big store called HMV from here in Canada back in the day, like that's closed now, by the way. Used to be like the biggest record, like store ever, like musical store and stuff like that. They used to have books and comics and stuff like that, right? And they would go over there and outprice their shit compared to the in store
Yeah,
on St. Catherine
yeah.
Street. And a lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you can't blame them for say, because I've been talking to a lot of those sellers, and it's like us. They get outpriced. They get
Yeah.
they invite more stars, so they have more money. They have to pay more money, and by that they have to pay money to the government, whatever it is, because they have a fucking thing with that. I don't know, like a little Quebec or something. I don't know how it works. They explained it to me quickly, but I don't care enough. But the thing is, they have to pay extras, and it's very expensive to have all those stars coming, right?
Mhm.
But the thing is,
Yep.
dude, if all your focus is that, and the people paying the price for it is your customers and the artists coming to Artist Alley, or also what they call the how to call it, convention booth. Like there's a
Mhm.
difference between a booth and a table, right?
Yep.
So those are outpriced. Like what used to be like a booth used to be like $750, now it's 1,500 or something, right? A table like for an artist alley used to like be like between 250 to 350. Now it went up to 450. It goes up $100 every goddamn year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's kind of like
also,
what else can you get there? Gonna go, but you can put it in your tax return like as a write off. I'm like, yeah, but we're supposed to be making money at a certain point. It's like
yeah.
the more you sell, the more you make money, but the more they charge you for the table. So you don't, it's like you go up here and then they match you there, and you go up there and they match you there. You're like, God damn, like, am I being taxed here too?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, another thing I noticed though was like, I feel like it was like a real kind of a karmic bitch slap where I was like, I'm at this convention, okay, and I'm trying to like, I'm seeing people cosplaying as like elves and fantasy stuff. Like there's some chick walking by in like this awesome Eowyn costume,
Mm-hmm.
and I could not get them to come to my booth. And I'm like, if I can't get those people to come in my booth, like this is difficult to sell a product where it's like they're not interested in,
But that's the thing. That's the thing. You're getting people that are not interested in comics. Like it's like the movie thing. You have people there that are just interested in Marvel movies, not comics.
yeah, yeah, and it's like so I did a demographic kind of like jot down of like who actually bought products at my table, like who actually
Mm-hmm.
came to my table, and it surprised the hell out of me. Not the first part. The first part, it was a bunch of older people, so like people in their 50s or older that came and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, this is like Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Ring, Records of Lodos, all that stuff. And I'm like, yep, yeah, they get it, but the
Yeah.
younger people, like, okay, so modern anime, I'm sorry, I can't stand it. And I know Mo Biggs is in here going, yes, let the hate flow through you. But like, I'm sorry, the modern anime stuff is so lost on me. It's so feminized, it's so soft and cutesy, and it's got all the ironic like hipster stuff where they're looking and winking at the screen. And like
Mm-hmm.
that's not like we don't get the Record of Lodos anymore, the Ninja Scroll, or like the BattleTech, or you know, Robotech, or like Macro. Like we don't get that anymore. We get this weird, like I don't meme worthy modern anime. And I thought maybe because I released a manga edition, people saw that were like what I would thought were in that demographic, and they were like, nope, not interested. But the people that did, and I'm probably gonna play race car here, dude. New Hampshire is a Cracker Barrel. The majority of people in this state are white. The majority of the younger people under the age of 40 that bought my books were black. How does that work? Like I had more engagement and met some really cool people that were black in New Hampshire, and I'm like, I don't see many people like in the street that match this demographic. So they come to this convention and they're kicking ass here. So clearly there's a market there, but it's not what I thought it was, and that really kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that people sometimes make a mistake about the manga aspect is that they think that the manga is just making a manga format. Right?
Yeah.
The reason why mangas are selling, it's not because of the format per se.
Yeah, it's the storytelling.
It's the storytelling. It's what's the selection, the variety of storytelling. That you go from a superhero-ish to sci-fi punk to this to that, whatever, or desert punk, right? And the thing is, people think that it's just the format. So I'm going to format it into a manga. It's going to be a manga. No, it's not.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. The manga people would also like to have comic book size of their mangas. The thing is, if you can do a manga size, then it's the price range. So if you're going to do a high-end manga comic with high quality paper, you might be shooting yourself in the foot, because the idea for them is to have like a very low grade paper. So when you buy your manga, it's way cheaper at the price point.
Yep.
But there's also a fact that a lot of manga people go nuts when you open a manga, and I'm one of them because I grew up being a manga guy, right? Also, and you open your manga and you have the first 5 pages in color to kind of set the mood in the manga that the colors of the people, you know what I mean, of the characters, and they would like to have their mangas in colors, but is it affordable? Okay, is it how fast? Like, it's one of the things, like one of the big debate right now, it's quality over quantity. Well, I'm sorry, the perfect answer is like an in between, to be quite honest. You have to be able to offer quality, fun stories, right? Quality freaking art in it, but also be able to make it faster, because it is a thing. Like, I'm sorry, but American comics dominated for a while because comics were coming out every month. Now it got hit in the foot because they tried to go to McDonald's on them, right? So there were some problems. Same thing with manga right now.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with manga right now. They're trying to go way too much, and they're shooting themselves in the foot. French comic books, they used to take a year or 2 or 3 to do a nice polished book, but now there's so many goddamn books. They're cheating. They're using 3D models, this, that, like all type of thing to try and make it faster. But that's not what French comics were.
Yeah.
But the thing is, French comic had a problem with following. You would start buying the first issue and then you would forget about it. A lot of series died that way.
Yep.
Because if you do an ongoing series in French and it comes out every 2 years, after a few issues, you kind of forget it. So you go, it's still going.
Well, that, or you get the holdouts. You get the people that are like, well, if it's going to take 2 years between each issue, I'll just wait 15 years to get the full book. Like, and unfortunately, I've run into that as well. Like we've had some behind the scenes stuff with my art teams, but Infinitale Chronicles 1 was released back in 2021. November of 2021. It was shipped and all that stuff. Here we are going into 2025, and I'm like, where the hell's my book? And unfortunately, I already have all 10 books written out. Like the entire thing is all written out. I did this over almost 40 years ago. It's been sitting there for a while. And the problem is unless you have the financial resources or the wherewithal to do it yourself, you're at the mercy of somebody else's schedule. And it becomes incredibly frustrating as somebody that like if I had the ability to do it myself, I would have done it a long time ago. Yeah. But I got the handicapped. I got I got a full-time job. I got all this stuff, and I get these people that are like, oh no, it's not a big deal that it's like 3 years in between books. I'm like, dude, I can't have 3 books in 10 years. I'm not going to live that long. You know? So yeah, there's been some of that, but like that was why I was hoping that approaching it from the manga perspective, because coloring has been an incredible bottleneck for my team. So it's like, okay, let's get it in line art. Let's get it, shaded or whatever with the screen tones or whatever, and let's get it out there. And in all honesty, in my first campaign, I did a survey to see who bought the book, like who were the biggest customers. And to your point, Sim, like the Bandes Déjeuner people seem to have been more favoring of my stuff than the Westerners. Like I had more customers in Europe than I did in America. And yeah, so that was where I was hoping the manga would kind of
Facebook. Like there's a group called the Ninth Art. Okay, it's a French. It's Neuvième Art. Okay, I just translated it for you guys, and it's mainly like French people and stuff like that. Dude, I share my art of it. They go nuts.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's time for all of us to go visit Seoul and go to a German Comic-Con.
Jawohl!
But that's one of the things that I it's in my plans. Like I want to publish my books in French.
Yeah, clearly there's a market there. Like the French and the Europeans in general, in my opinion, have a better grasp of the progressive storytelling of comics.
One of the key feature things here is that it's Japan, right? And French comics, they see comic as an art form, a storytelling art form, not just a children thing. So you get comics from all type of shit. Like even you get comics from like midlife crisis in fucking French comics. Same thing in freaking manga, right?
Yep.
You don't in the West we don't get that stuff.
Yeah.
Like one of the things, like I know America in America, it's more like a superhero-ish type of comic books, right? Which is more of a children demographic aimed at, right? Not saying that's all there is, but it's the biggest thing. Here in like Quebec, Canada, or something like that, we have a lot more of the slice of life type of shit, which people kind of don't enjoy as much. Like Paul and his dog in Quebec City type of thing.
Yeah.
It's very, very like niche little things. While when you look at the French and the manga demographic, it's everything. So yeah, comic books. Yeah, they have comics about medicine. Literally medicine, with being a doctor to being a freaking like a superhero academia or something like that. Gundam. Gundam's one of the first manga that got me. Like my first mangas I think was Gundam, Appleseed, and
Appleseed.
Yeah, I fucking love that, dude. I've been a Messer
Arios.
Yes, since the get go, dude. I'm a huge Messer Chiro guy. What was the third one? Oh yeah, I got the original Fist of the North Star. I still have it here. It was in Japanese. The original one in Japanese, like without the sleeve around it, it's all pink. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I started looking at it. The guy looks at me and goes, "You sure you want to buy that?" I'm like, "It's in Japanese." I don't give a fuck. Look at those images.
Well, with Google Translate now, you could literally just use your phone and translate.
Yeah, but that was like early like 90s.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, good storytelling is good storytelling. You don't really need to read everything. Like, to be quite honest.
Well, I'm honestly surprised we still have people viewing. I mean, we've covered manga and we've covered, the French. That basically scares.
Don't forget, we also talked American comics, but you barely noticed that one, did you?
Oh mon dieu! No, yeah, it just like part of my kind of appreciation for like when people ask like what's your favorite comic, like what got you into comics and stuff. It sucks because I wasn't your traditional comics guy. I wasn't the guy that's like, yeah, I loved Batman. I totally read The Punisher. Like, that's cool and everything. But like, dude, I was an illiterate, dyslexic moron back when I was like 12. Okay. So for me, my intro to comics, like the superheroes, was like the Justice League cartoon, Super Friends, and like the movies and stuff, and Batman, the animated series and all that. But as far as actually reading comics, if you've ever heard of Peter Shue, he made an Elf Warrior comic that like it's all airbrushed. It's like freaking amazing. That was one of my first comics. And then obviously Wendy and Richard Pini's ElfQuest. I mean, that's clearly a big influence. But that was kind of my intro and foray into that stuff. Like I liked heavy metal. I liked the European stuff. And it's weird coming from an American to say that, but like the comic, like we would talk about, like we would get like the oh my god moments in Marvel where it's like, oh, did you get that issue where Magneto ripped out Wolverine's adamantium? Like, look at that cover, that's awesome, you know? Or like the naked purple Catwoman, like all that stuff. Yeah, that was sweet. But like, as far as like buying books and stuff, like The Crow was more my speed, than like any Marvel. Yeah, so I mean, maybe I just got a weird take on it.
But it's like heavy metal, like discovering, like when I started doing these streams stuff like that, I'm talking to people, like discovering that people didn't even know that most of the freaking stuff that they see in heavy metal magazine were French comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was it Metal Hurling?
Yeah, it was Metal Hurling. It became like heavy metal, but a lot of the stuff you see in heavy metal were French creators. Some of them were British too, like from 2000 AD.
Yeah, oh god, yeah, Judge Dredd.
Did you back the Kickstarter, Sim?
Of course I did. I backed the Kickstarter and I got 2 sketch covers with it.
The
The only one I didn't back was the Metal Hurlant one because it was a bit more expensive, and the fact that I've backed a few campaigns lately and I need to slow down a bit. It was going to cost me like almost $300 to back that one, and it reprints a lot of old stuff. It's kind of like half old stuff, half new stuff, and the new stuff looks like there was Mark Waid in there and a few others, and I'm like, the old stuff I already have them here. It's kind of like, I read French. I don't care for an English version again. Get my drift?
Yeah.
But Heavy Metal magazine, I jumped in on day one. It's new material, and one of the things I've noticed is they got stories trying to either redraw the animated movie or doing like
weird
equals to it or something.
Yeah, like
I bagged the what's her name? Aberlin fucking cover with 2 sketch covers.
Nice.
Yeah, I've seen that the Heavy Metal's got a Kickstarter. 8 days left for the relaunch.
Yeah, that's the one I back, and everybody should get in on it. Like most of the covers are Kickstarter exclusives.
Oh my, Courtney's hitting on Mo. In bed, Mo. She's got the mistletoe, Mo.
the ambush.
And I saw Soul saying there like confirm the next Natverse and Bloodhound's gonna have like first pages in color and the next in black and white. You laugh, but I did think of doing that for Hellzone.
Nice.
It was like when I did all those first 10 pages, like it was one of the things I was thinking about. Like if I was gonna do a black and white only, I was probably gonna do like the first 10 pages in color.
It's about. Oh yeah, sure, Mo. You would never lie about me.
But all the testing for the colors of Hellzone was to try and test a different approach in color, more simplified away, but that it still looks badass. This looks good. Now I can color like 2 pages a day, sometimes even 3.
Or are people just afraid to risk standing next to Mr. when the nuke drops?
Just to quote 80s Maid, apparently I'm an uppity Oriental. And you know the only way you can deal with uppity Orientals is to drop a nuke on them.
And Mo Big's asking, does Apple C mean something different in Japan? Why did they think that would be a cool title? If you read the book, you understand why.
Yeah, it's
there's a reason.
It's
It's because thing. It's an Adam and Eve thing. It's the reason that they have. I'm not going to try to stay in what you know from the get-go, right? So you have like androids type of thing, like fake, like synthetic being or something that are made to help us stay civilized, you could say. Okay. But the thing is, the world has gone sterile.
Yep.
So that's about it. So that's why it's called Appleseed. It's a project in the story. So I'm telling you, it's one of my favorite mangas. I started reading it when I was in the 90s, and I freaking love the hell out of it. I still have the original Dark Horse comics here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, the trade paperbacks, the 4, like I love that. That series like got me hooked. like not like you can't even imagine. I also like bought the first Gundam. When if people don't know what Gundam is, it's called Alita Battle Angel.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
it used to be called Gundam. That's the original name. GUNNM. And I read a few issues, but I never got the full series until they released the full set that you see behind Optimus Prime. So I got
That's a
the
lot of
full.
books.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm an actual comic book fan, not just a guy that's trying to make them.
Yeah. Have you noticed that
Hmm.
like when I was in video game development, there was that saying, beware the video game designer that doesn't play video games, like beware the skinny chef that doesn't
Yeah,
eat.
yeah.
Like, how many comic creators like consider themselves like collectors or fans of comics? Like, you can't just read your own stuff, or get high off your own supply. You gotta,
Hmm.
yeah. I don't know.
No, no, I'm a huge comic book fan, dude. I even went
Yeah.
back and started trying a new series or stuff like that from like in comic book shop. Like honestly, like that the Moon's Following Us, because I one of the guys that I started following that's newish to me was Adam Warren Johnson.
Mhm.
I tried his Beto Ray Bill, and I fell in love with his art style and his storytelling. So I've been
Mhm.
buying everything he's done. The only one I'm not interested is that Wonder Woman thing that he did, which I might end up getting eventually if I get it at 50% off.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
bought everything else, like Do a Power Bomb, what's his Murder Falcon. I even bought his Space Mullet comic book lately. That was his first comic book that he ever did. That was a web comic. I bought it as a trade. That guy, I really like what he's been doing. He's the guy that's doing Transformers right now.
Oh, nice.
And that entire Energon story, like I've been talking about it for months. It's awesome. I've
Hell
just
yeah.
I grabbed like I like the fact that they have like they started with 2 regular series and some miniseries. So you have Void Rival and Transformer, which is the regular series, and they
Mhm.
released Cobra Commander and Duke as the miniseries on the side. That goes with the first 6 issues of Transformers and Void Rival. Then after that, with the next 6 issues of those ongoing, they released Destro and Scarlet, right?
Oh.
So now they released their third ongoing series, which is all this was leading to starting GI Joe, but they're all in the same shared universe, and
Yeah.
their technology is developed with Energon
Oh, wow. Yeah. I
to
wonder if
power
Mass
their weird
also like
ships,
that.
to power their ships, their advanced technology and the bats. Remember those androids?
Yep.
Dude, it's fucking insane. I freaking love the GI Joe Transformer universe. Like I'm really enjoying it. I was buying the floppies. I switched to just buying trades from now. But I highly recommend it. And I'm also enjoying the new Ninja Turtle series that they've been releasing.
Oh. Oh, the
They
Last
they get
Ronin.
no. The last one, and I'm buying the new. I'm buying the new one. I'm not sure I'm gonna like it. The new Turtles there, but the last one was insane. The original one. But now they have like the Lost Tears that I bought, and I'm buying the last one in 2 Revelation or something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not sure about that one because it's the new Turtles where there's 2 guys and 2 girls, and they kind of
Yeah.
look like guy turtles too, but it's weird. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I'm not gonna criticize it before I read it, right?
Yeah.
But they IDW they canceled the series that they were having to kind of do a relaunch, and the idea behind it is to try to like separate themselves from the what they were doing and trying to continue, but with respecting both previous series, if that makes sense. The original one, which was darker, and what they were doing. So right now they restarted from not the ground up, but the turtles been split up for a while.
Mhm.
So Michelangelo's been an actor. Raphael was in prison. Leonardo was
Big surprise.
on an island. And okay, so the first 4 issues introduces and catches up to you to what was happening with Mikey, Raphael, Mikey, Leonardo, and then they found Leonardo. I think the next one is Casey Jones.
Oh,
So they're
wow.
doing this like every issue, and at the end of each issue, they get together, get the drift. Like he
Mm.
meets the other ones. So I like how they're working on it, and it's different artists and different writers each issue.
Oh, God. Yeah. Speaking of different artists and different, like, well, it'll be the same writer, but like, oh my God. When I was working on my book stuff, it's like will I need to, at the end when this is all said and done, go through and have a solid, like a single art team solidify all the way from the beginning? Because I'm seeing like my first book was done with one art style. We did a lot of feedback gathering. I did surveys, whatever, and there was a lot of stuff taken in. Like, my day job is I'm a UX designer, so the majority of my job consists of listening to people tell me what they hate about my product. And when I work with that, like I actually find it incredibly helpful. So I took that and I worked with the original art team, and they redesigned things to be more in line with the promotional art, because promotional art, in my opinion, was closer to the true vision or the original concepts. And then we ended up doing an alternate art edition for our upcoming book 2 as well. So we have the original art team that's had some changes, an alternate art team. We have the manga edition. And then on top of that, I don't know if she's still in the chat, but I'm working with Katie on some stuff for book 3. So, yeah, that's sorry to segue into that, but I figure self-promotion and all.
No, we gotta get this promoted.
Yeah, man, we're
people.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. If I don't know if you want to see it, but I got the trailer in there that's got kind of a synopsis of book 1, and it goes into book 2's.
Okay, yeah, we'll play it here.
Sweet.
Let me full screen it.
Knowledge is like a seed. When sown in fertile minds, it opens doors to new possibilities. Truth, once buried by the ages, is again revealed. The unimaginable becomes demystified. New wonders are discovered that transcend the limitations of previous understanding. However, some doors should never be opened. Our tale continues with the divergent paths of our heroes. As a naive king toils with ancient powers beyond his control, a grieving queen makes a fateful decision that forever changes their world. Infinito Chronicles, the War of the Trees.
Fancy.
Sweet. Yeah, we had what's up?
You always put a lot of work into your stuff. It always looks fancy.
Thanks. I put my whole ass into it, not just half.
Whole ass.
No, so the alternate art edition and the manga edition I had for sale at the Comic-Con back in September. And I mean, it seemed to have been like, it's weird because like I had one guy, he bought the manga and read the whole thing, and it contains it's black and white, contains both books 1 and 2. So if you have both books 1 and 2, it's like there you go, it's in black and white, you got the story. The guy comes back and buys the alternate art edition of book 2, and I'm like, yeah, but you've already read the story. And he's like, I know, I just want to see it in color with a different art team. I was like, cool. Okay, thank you. But yeah, so kind of our bottleneck, the one we're kind of lagging on, is the standard edition, the original art team, because there were some mix-ups, communications, whatever. But yeah, that's what's been holding us up. Like we've had this ready to go for almost at least 4 months now. Uh-oh. Did Sugar Chris freeze?
Oh, Chris just froze.
Like, yeah, I could keep talking, but I think his computer, he just froze it on the, I guess the pre-launch page. I guess I can talk about that. Pre-launch, yeah, you can join the mailing list. You'll get obviously you get access to some free cool perk stuff that the normies won't get access to, i.e. that holofoil card there with Nessa. In addition to that, there will also be other kind of goodies available. We'll mail it out when it launches. And I spoke with Bancroft, and he was gracious enough to let me launch on his stream. So I'm super excited for that. And also, like I said, we've got some stuff brewing in the background. I don't know if Katie's still here. She or Neri, sorry. She's been working with me on some stuff for book 3, and I really want to spill the beans because God, it looks amazing. Like I'm not gonna butter her toast, but wow, she is an amazing artist, and it looks awesome. Especially that poster-worthy double-page spread that she showed me. So I can't wait for that. And when Chris comes back to his stream,
hopefully you will, and we won't get kicked out.
Did he say something anti-Semitic?
He goes, Sugar's busy spilling the beans and buttering his toast as we speak. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Whew.
So when are you planning on launching this?
So I'm aiming for at least the kind of the agreement with the colors for the standard edition was to get everything ready for press in February, and then we'll launch the campaign once I have the first the book printed and in my hand, probably around the end of February or early March of next year. But you know how things are, where they say one thing and then 8 months later. So I'm hoping that we can stick to that schedule. And so far, everything's looking like it's going to be that late February, early.
So you're aiming to have the books printed before you launch the campaign?
Yes, or at least have a printed copy in my hand, so that I can say, okay, this is of quality that I want to sell. Because in my opinion, when if I didn't have anything and I get it out there and I start getting all sorts of logistic issues, it makes it more stressful for me, where I'm like, these people gave me their money. It's my obligation to get them their book. And when I ran into the COVID shit back in 2021, where I had this one guy over in New Zealand who backed the ultimate edition, which was everything. And I sent it to him and his country threw it back at me. They're like, yeah, we're not accepting anything from America. And I'm like, well, then can you refund the amount of money that I just gave the shipping people? And they're like, nope. So I had to send it a second time. And if I was still in production at that point, if I was still trying to finish the book and that, I probably would have had an ulcer. But yeah.
Yeah, it can be a bitch.
Man.
Yeah. Right now, I have a book that was resent to me from the UK, and that book cost me $70 to send.
Oh my god, dude!
So I'm trying to reach out to the guy. I've sent him two emails, no answer yet.
Oh,
yeah. That kind of hurt.
Yeah,
the only other one was I was sending a package to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
It got sent back, but that one I don't have to repay the mailing though, because it's their fault, because they closed the border. The service is not available, so I just have to wait for the conflict to be done.
Yeah,
and we send it it's right here next to me. I'm just waiting.
Well, that's the other thing is for Canadians and Americans, we are at a huge disadvantage when it comes to international business.
Yep.
Because of all of Marinus is in here. Yeah, dude, I had to send him 2 copies of the damn thing, because it just sits there. And then not only that, my artists down in Brazil, I sent them 5 books as comps for their work. Hey, if you're working for me and you're making this book, then I'm obligated. Yep. Yeah, so I sent it out to him pro bono. And I get this email or I get this message back and yeah, we can't afford the comps. I'm like, what do you mean? They're free. It's yeah, they're charging us $150 for them. What? Yeah, and then I tried to sell my $8 book on Amazon. Freaking $8, dude. Like that's still too high in my opinion for that book. But I sent it out, and guy in Australia is like, yeah, it's going to cost me 27 AUD. So I did the conversion, and I'm like, that's still more than double the value of what the hell is going on? And apparently there's all these like duties and tariffs and stuff that are like expressly targeted towards Canadian and American businesses. Like if I were to ship this from somewhere else, they wouldn't have been hit by that.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, ship your book to China and then have China ship it somewhere.
It's one of the reasons why I did the print on demand over there on Amazon, but it still affects them a bit unless they have. I think when they have Prime, it doesn't affect them as much. But
yeah. This was my book's on Amazon, and I had to jack it up to $9, and it bothered me because it's like, this is like supposed to be like the retail version. Like,
yep,
this is supposed to be like your El Cheapo version. And they keep jacking up the price because the production costs keep going up. So I'm like, okay, well, as long as I make that narrow margin of profit,
they have digital shipping fees. I was like, wait, what? For certain countries, there's digital shipping fees.
Yeah, how does that work?
I know, right?
I mean, or remember they do that in video games all the time. Pre-order the digital edition. Wow, are you guys gonna run out?
Yeah, it's kind of like weird, like, but they offer you big discounts and shit like that. You're like, okay. Like I have my kid, like he likes to buy all those deluxe edition at $150 or $200 ahead of time, and he buys them digitally too. I'm like, it just makes no sense to me.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand digital shipping. I don't understand limited.
Like when you get a physical copy, okay, I can get it.
Yep.
A T-shirt, like a hoodie, or like figurines or something like they used to. Now they do it for digital. They're like, God damn, you guys really, really shut the grifting power on to 9,000. Like what?
Yeah. Well, I used to have I had all of the World of Warcraft collector's editions, and one of their expansions was like the Battle for Azeroth. I'm like, oh, okay. So I get the collector's edition, and it didn't come with an art book. I'm like, okay, we're done. I was like, this is the biggest waste. Like part of the collector's edition is getting that physical like tabletop art book, and yeah, it completely lost its value for me at that point.
Yep. So I mean, it's one of the things I was waiting for the guy in the UK. I'm like, answer me. I want to know what happened, why it got returned. Because if it's a logistic thing, maybe I can figure out a way out and resend it. Because to me, it's like for certain countries, you're better to send like multiple packages. Get it? Like if you buy my book like 5 times or something like that, right? Some countries, it's better if you send 5 different orders. Some of them, it's better if you send a bigger freaking package, one big box, and it costs you like a bigger, like a big amount, but it's more protected. You can insure it. You know what I mean? But it came back, and I was like, ouch. So it's kind of like, please answer back. I'd like to know, what I can do to fix this. I'm not just gonna resend it out of nowhere.
Yeah, for another $70.
If it's not gonna be, received, because I can follow it because I had tracking on it. And international tracking is a bit more expensive, but I had tracking on that. That's why I did it that way, right? So I can keep it track. And it was there for like 8 days in their storage, and it didn't get picked up and it got sent back. No extra fees. Usually they charge me to send it back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, So that's why I'm hoping he's going to answer me eventually, because I'd like to be able to resolve that for him.
Well, it's becoming kind of a major business risk for like, why do we have to shoulder, as a creator, why is it this much of a burden just to do business? Like, sorry, $70, that's a huge amount of money to lose just on a whim like that.
Yeah, but it's not just that. Like another thing that's stupid. So just to give you an example, okay. If I go to the post office, I put let's say I send a mailer in Canada right now, right? That mailer, because my book were pretty big, like they're 120 page, right? So it's almost a 500-gram thing. So I can send. I send it. They would charge me like $22 in Gemini mailer within Canada.
Oh man.
If I put it into an envelope, like those rigid, like fiber paper or something like that they call it, like it's very fucking rigid, right? It will go down to like 16 something dollars, right? If I do it online, but if I go on location, it can cost me like $7, $8 to send, but no tracking. If I want tracking, it's an extra $12.
Wow.
It's and I've heard people were telling me the same thing. The same thing is similar in the U.S. right now, where it can get pretty fucking stupid. Like right now, because of the carbon tax that we have here, every shipping. That's why it's getting stupid here. You get charged per gas. So let's just say you send something to Quebec City, right? And it's in downtown. You're gonna pay a certain price of gas, and if it's in the rural, it's gonna cost you extra gas to go there.
What? Yeah, this whole climate thing, dude. Like,
it's getting really fucking stupid the way that they're trying to really, really, really impede any freaking small businesses right now in Canada and the U.S. I'm sorry because I know it's from both sides. Like people are telling me that it's something very similar on the other side of the fence over there, and I'm like, I thought in the beginning it was mainly here because of that freaking bullshit there with the pothole guy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Who's the opposition to Trudeau? Is it Pierre?
Right now it's Pierre Poilievre, but I'm not sure he's that much better, to be quite honest.
Oh no.
I don't want to get too political on this one, but he has some views that some people might not agree with.
Yeah.
And sometimes it seems like some people are switching what they used to say to what they're saying right now to get votes.
Oh no!
Me personally, I was a supporter of another party that was pretty much new here because here we don't have just two parties.
Yep.
So I was checking the PPC one with Maxime Bernier, the Purple Party, the People Party of Canada.
Mm.
So right now, like I'm in between those two, like, but Poilievre, I'm not too sure. Like, I'm not saying like he's a bad guy. I'm just kind of weird that he technically has the same views on some global things.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to get too political, but the globalism type of thing, and
yeah.
And right now he's changing his stand a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, but
well, I don't like how like nationalism.
In my head, it's like it's a bit like you guys. You want to get rid of the one that's there now.
Yeah. Well, we've been lied to. This whole concept of nationalism being this like dirty word. Dude, nationalism means you're rooting for the home team. And quite frankly, that's a good thing. If you're not rooting for the home team, get the hell out of the stadium. Like,
dude, it's not just us. Like, like people are like, oh, Canada, this. I'm like, dude, you remember like before 9/11, before all this fucking shit, nationalism was a thing.
Yep.
Everybody was proud of being American, and people and Canadians were proud of being Canadians. And we shared the fucking border. There was no import get my drift. We didn't need a passport to go on the other side. We didn't have to pay. We didn't have to pay shipping. That was like if it crossed a fucking ocean to fucking send you shit. It was just an extra stamp on the fucking mail. What the fuck?
There is a video out there of a hockey game recently where an American was singing the Star Spangled Banner, which is the American national anthem, and the microphone went out, and the Canadian audience finished the national anthem of America.
Yeah.
That's how much Canada and the United States are linked. Like we
were brothers in arms. It was like like I used to say, the favorite cousin.
Yeah. I mean, was it USA is just Canada's trousers?
Yeah, but dude, that's the thing is America used to be United States, North America, Central America, South America.
Yeah. Well, I live in New Hampshire, and like I'm literally about a 3-hour drive to the border. Like if I wanted to, I'd just hop over the border. And what sucks is,
and it still costs me if I send you something, it still costs me if I was sending it to fucking France.
Exactly. Like I'm looking at these shipping rates, and I'm like, you know what? maybe if I got this shipping thing, I just throw it in the back of my car and go drive up to Montreal for the day.
Oh, dude, there's a guy that was making making a killing right now because he has a house that's right there on the border.
Mhm.
So half his house is in the U.S. and the other half in Canada.
Oh man!
So people go, and he does reshipping.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I made a joke of doing that a while back, like trying to buy myself a fucking house right there, smack middle.
Put
So,
the mailbox on the American side.
Yeah. You get mailbox of the American on one side and Canada on the other side. So I can just go like,
Yeah, I got 2 driveways.
yeah.
Yeah, something's got to be done. I worry.
That's why the joke of the 50 and the 51st state. I'm like, dude, we used to always be an extension of each other. It's kind of like we need to fucking get this done.
Yeah, how many Hollywood actors and musicians in the United States are actually Canadian? Like people don't understand that.
And comic book creators.
Yeah. And this whole like, it's weird too because like how they say like was it tall fences make good neighbors or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like we used to have that ability to be like, yes, this is the United States, this is Canada, we can do free trade, whatever. Yep. And now all of a sudden, like Canada's opened its borders. All of it is like the whole West Coast is Chinese. I'm sorry, but like you go over there and if they don't have a Russian accent, they have a Chinese accent. And then and then they got all these other like Indians and stuff coming in, and it's like, how is this Canada? I'm sorry, I don't if whatever race is whatever. I'm already a mutt. I got the race card, I can play it. But like it's like this isn't Canada anymore. This isn't like I don't know. I don't want to get too political, but it's frustrating when it's like we're looking at all these economic things.
Yeah, the same thing was happening on your end too. It's just that nobody talks about it.
Yeah. We had a state basically get obliterated by a hurricane. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody does nothing.
Yeah, nobody does anything, and
if people do try to do something, they get stopped.
Yep. Yeah, and then meanwhile we send billions to Ukraine, and it's like, dude, we got problems over here.
And so it's like, does this tie back to comics at some point? Yeah, we're talking about shipping. It all started from talking about shipping.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I just got a ring at my door. 1 second.
No problem. Oh yeah, let's try and go to the chat because Chris is not coming back right now. Okay, I have had a similar issue with Chris on the package to me while I was we've been through this. Chris is so lazy; he's not even taking responsibility for his own stream anymore in life. I'm thinking that maybe his power went out or his internet. But I'm surprised the stream is still going though. Right. You always have Putin there. Putin's great. Putin is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, Putin was one of those things.
And I like those little Tibetan thing.
Oh, is that a McGriddle?
No way. Yeah.
Nice. Whew. Yeah, my nephew waited to the last minute to ask me for a Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to spend like a bunch of money to get like one overnight shipping, and overnight turned into like 3 days. And that was what the ring at the door was, is a very expensive package was delivered, and they wanted to make sure somebody would sign for it. So,
dude, our post office here has been on strike for over a month.
Oof.
Like, very big strike. That I got my bill for my credit card of last month, like yesterday.
Oh my God. So yeah, how does that work if everybody's on strike? Like, do you just not get mail?
No, there was no mail.
Holy crap. Damn. Man.
Yeah. I kind of just wing my payments. Like, I'm gonna send them this.
Yeah, like, because like you could literally just plead the defense of, well, I never got the bill, so I can't pay something I never received. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it is ridiculous. And hopefully, we'll be able to resolve all of this shit and have a better shipping very goddamn soon.
Yeah. I like. It scares me because if going back to my comic stuff, like if the majority of my customers were European, and I lost money shipping to Europeans, like, can I afford to sell my book to non-Americans? Like, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, everybody joked about the Australian edition in their campaigns where it was just a PDF, but like that's becoming a reality, and it's really sad because how am I supposed to, supply
But
the demand?
the thing is, me, that's why I do with Beacon there. We kind of like help each other ship shit. Like we bulk ship each other's books, and then the other one emails, around.
Yeah,
Which has been, making us save some money.
yeah.
But you and me went on the Amazon way to try and save some money for people on a more retail type of base, and we got fucked there too.
Yeah. Like the whole point of me jumping on Amazon was that it was cheaper for people because we were leveraging Amazon's infrastructure instead of our own. And unfortunately, Amazon didn't pass that saving on to the customer because of all of the international like tariffs and duties. And dude, like, I mean, maybe it's because I'm an American, but I find that whole concept completely asinine. Like, you already bought the product. Like, eat a dick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay you for something I bought. Like,
No, I think it's literally stupid.
yeah.
Oh, here you have to pay extra money to get the package you already paid
Yep.
for and paid shipping for, but we estimate that you owe us more money. And I'm like, dude, how bad can this get? Like, how dude, it's the epitome of freaking taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's why the Americans threw tea in the harbor. Like,
Yeah.
it's just I don't want to. The last thing I want to do is make somebody disappointed that they bought one of my products because, dude, that's my thing. Like, I put my name on my damn like company. My company was Chris Fisk Media. Like, I don't do that because it's just whatever. I do that because I feel that what I'm selling I can put my name on and stand behind. I'm proud of it, and I'm not proud of overcharging people shit because an $8 book turns into a $27 book. Like, I would be pissed off as a customer. I'd be like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Well, there's the fact that we don't print as much, or we can't have the same selling price as a bigger company.
Yeah,
dude. If we could afford to print like thousands of copies, it would be a different story.
Welcome back.
On his phone.
Yeah.
What happened there?
Well, the internet isn't working on my computer for some reason.
Oh no.
So I had to log in through my phone.
Welcome back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's not cool. Like, hopefully your internet comes back.
It's done this before, because at first I thought maybe it was like something to do with the weather or something like that. But it's done this before where every once in a long while it'll just stop working. It'll say something about the Ethernet cable and stuff. And eventually I'll get it to just start working again. So I'll
Well,
probably
sometimes internet do cut out. Like, it's one of the things that happened the other day at a restaurant.
Like, I'll just have to mess with it and stuff, and I'll probably get it to work eventually here today or tomorrow.
Man. Well, that sucks. Hopefully it'll sort itself out. But
So saying,
like
Retro Express, welcome back to the phone roast.
Yeah. maybe for Christmas you'll get some Cat 5 cables and
Well, now I can sit here and pace around my house while we talk.
He just needs a cigarette while he does it. And start doing Dennis Leary rants.
Yeah, but be careful. It's hard. I don't know if you can, but the chat is can make you log out if you go in the chat mode. That's what it did to me last time with my phone.
Uh-oh.
What's up, Bassin?
Remember how all this works.
He's like, are we real Chris or Sugar Chris internet connection. Yes, we are. Now he's showing us
Look
the
at my
manga collection.
Oh, wow.
If only he would treat his other books as that way, right?
Yeah, look at how well I treat my manga.
Have you read all of those though? Like,
Nah.
and those Munchichis. Do you have Munchichis in there with your manga?
Yes, Manchi cheese. Yes,
Oh my
those
God.
were what I went to sleep with when I was a little boy.
Oh.
Manchi cheese.
You pay no attention to their mouths though.
Yu Yu Hakusho and all them. Yeah, I've read all this.
Oh wow. So would you say that you're a bigger fan of manga than you are of Western comics?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's my graphic novels that I got sitting in there. Some other stuff.
Dragon.
See how they're just shoving the bottom there and behind
Yeah.
the closed door. Yeah.
This is like, dude, I feel like I'm back in Japan and I'm going in the video game store where they had the bin that said Western dog shit and it was all the Xbox games.
There's some more books and manga, or not manga, comics.
See, the other ones are displayed proudly.
Yeah, he's got this
These
nice book.
these are like shamefully put away.
Shame. Shame.
Man.
It's a built-in book count.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if manga is the direction that I should go with my stuff because,
Storage
like,
room.
good God.
Dude, I've been wondering the same thing because I'm
I
like,
gotta move that.
you know, you're not doing your own stuff, right? You're not doing your own art, right? But me, I'm trying to manage the idea of like, well, if I don't color my shit,
yeah,
instead I just put more pages.
Yeah.
Like it, and then I'm like, instead of, I could have like maybe 150 page book, do it as a manga type of thing. Maybe like the idea has crossed my mind, The idea is to try and make it available, but then we have one other issue.
What's that?
That some people don't think about is you can reduce the price of your book, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't reduce the price of shipping.
Yep, exactly.
And it's a common trope, and it's a freaking thing, and I have to admit I'm guilty of it myself. If you go in, buy a book, even if it's $15, but you pay $25 shipping, something just doesn't sound right.
Yeah. When your shipping exceeds the value of the product, it kind of kills them. Yeah.
One of the things I did with Bloodhound when I did Bloodhound is like the first campaign was almost a success, but it didn't. So the second one, what I did is I flipped the pricing. I literally flipped the pricing.
It.
Instead of doing Bloodhunt and Black and White $20 plus $25 shipping, I went $25 a book, $20 shipping.
Yeah.
Nobody complained.
Yeah,
Nobody was happy about it.
With the perception of the value,
and all you have to do is make sure that you offer a higher quality for the campaign, and that's what I've been doing. Like, it's my approach. That's why I do bigger pay. Like, when I came into this entire CG and indie comic thing, everybody was trying to do 40-page book. Me, I'm like, $25 shipping. Don't want to charge $25. Might as well at least sell you a three comic miniseries worth of stuff. So I'm like, like a French comic, 68 pages or something. So that's why I came in with the idea of doing 68 pages. Ended up being 80 page, but
nice. Yeah,
because that's what most of my books ended up being, and that's when the idea of doing, maybe I should have a more manga approach-ish type of idea. But there's also the other idea, the other like I keep saying, 40% people prefer black and white, 60% prefer color, but 100% buy color.
Yeah. I mean, when you're doing a crowdfunding thing like that always you want the white glove or Steve Urkel.
Yeah.
You want the premium version to be for the backers, because the last thing you want is somebody who's backing your product because they're backing you, not just your product. And if they don't get the very best of what you're offering, and then they see a better version in retail for much cheaper, that's going to piss a lot of people off.
But that's one of the things, the idea that when we discussed the Amazon thing a while back, we don't control the quality. right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you back the campaign, you know you have a limited edition cover,
Mhm.
right? And you have an extra high quality book. If you do it on Amazon, you don't control it. You know
Nope.
it could be mediocre printing or good printing. So far, I've been lucky when I test them, they look pretty good.
Yeah.
But
Well, my thing was they put it in that bubble wrap envelope, and it's a roll of the dice whether or not
mhm.
the book's gonna arrive without bent corners and stuff.
But that's the thing. That's where I was going into right now. I've noticed a lot of things back in different because I don't just back Indiegogo, right? Or
Mhm.
CG. I back everything. I don't give a fuck. If I'm interested, I'll back it, right? And I've noticed that a lot of people on Kickstarter they don't use Gemini mailers, right?
Oh.
They use mainly like cardboard envelopes, and not always the IN. Like some of them use the brown one, right?
Mhm.
But I've also noticed that on Kickstarter, some of them offer two different shipping.
Hmm.
So you have like like right now, heavy metal use this term. Okay, so you had the white glove shipping, which was more expensive, but they would come in Gemini mailers and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Or you have the wrap, and that I would not do though, but just shrink wrapped
Mhm.
shipping, and they go, but be aware that it can be damaged. There's no replacement, stuff like that, right? So it got me thinking, like, what if we can do both? Because
Yeah.
you could pay extra from a Gemini mailer type of thing because it costs way more to freaking ship. But a card like a really card stuck, like really like solid like fiber paper they call it, I think it is like I have here.
Mhm.
You could save some money on shipping.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
what do people actually want? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's. I'm hoping to do that with this upcoming campaign where I have like a no frills perk, where I've noticed that like some people just want the damn book. They don't want the additional tchotchkes or like the collector box or any of that. They just want the damn book, and that will clearly pass the savings on to them. But it won't be like they won't get like they'll get more of a retail experience because they're getting literally just the book and then whatever I can ship the book in that tries to assure that it doesn't get banged up.
Mhm.
Although I've packed my boxes for battle and I've had photos. Like I've had to send replacement books because like seriously, I don't know who the hell is delivering in the Michigan area, but this one guy sent me this book, this photo, and he's like, "Yeah, can you like send me another one?" And it looked like they took like a lead pipe and just impaled the box with it.
See, Basson Cassie says sell multiple copies and bundles. See, that's
Yeah.
the thing. That's why we offer multiple covers sometimes, or to incite people buying like more books. Yeah, that's one of the best options is to be able to reduce a bit of shipping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man. God, I just
Gentlemen, I need to wrap this thing up.
oh, okay.
They're on their way, so I gotta get off here.
To the Magic the Gathering.
So go sign up to Chris's campaign. Link right there in
Please.
the
Yeah.
chat.
Everyone, please go sign up for Mr. Fisk's book
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you can
and
be in on it.
while
When
you're
is
there
the
on Indigo,
tabletop game coming out, Fisk?
You mean the one where there's the sugar cane?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still I'm still, I mean obviously I want to get the comics out. But yeah, I mean I'm still working slowly on the game stuff because the TTP or the TTRPG stuff is a lot more difficult and a lot more resource intensive than the comics, which is weird because
Oh.
comics are pretty resource intensive now. But I'm hoping to open it up to some type of alpha friends and family testing, and probably sometime either next year or early 2026. But yeah,
Okay.
and then once we get a good percentage of the War of the Trees books out, I'm hoping to kind of trickle in some of the like game elements. So instead of just giving you a full on like here's the retail box of the 3 main rules books and all that, like I can do that at a later date. But the idea is to kind of start feeding in. Well, here's the stats, and here are some of the mechanics of the enemies the characters fought, or here's what the character sheets look like. And if you want to play as Kaelin or Ashling or any of the other characters, like this is what their stats looked like when they were playing in the story, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Thanks everybody for joining us. I gotta figure out how
Thank
to
you.
end this.
And I just want to add one thing. Don't forget to go sign up to Hellzone and Bloodhunt 2 by the same time while you're on
Hell
there.
yeah.
I've got to scramble. I gotta hurry up and throw clothes on. They're apparently on the way.
But you're walking
Oh,
around naked?
Yeah. He's going to answer the door, walking the dinosaur.
He's freewheeling his way to the stream.
I've been helicoptering this whole time.
Meatspin.com. Oh.
Thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.
Later.